All right, we are coming to you live in the middle of some action. King seat match. Open doubles. It's myself and Jake Barnett in the booth here. And let's see what the game score is. This is game one.
Mike Brazel from the 2-bar. Setting up the pull shot. Tony collecting it on the 5-bar. Doing a near wall check before going into a high lane 2-2 pass. Stationary tap walk to the push side.
And that's a shot you got to be ready for when you play Tony. That's a big part of his game. Tony and Bud, out of Wisconsin originally, living in Florida now. Jacob and Mike out of Minnesota. Stuff back into the goal there. Tony puts the ball into play. Brushes it through. And Jacob's having an incredible weekend here. He even went up 2-0 on Tony in singles. And then Tony came back.
If I'm not mistaken,
did what he does.
This is Jacob Balcos' second winter bracket final against Tony this weekend.
Yep.
Already won pro singles and pro doubles with his dad, Eric.
Double dips, both of them. This event brought to you by Cross Country Mortgage.
Looking at the push shot from the stripe. Goes into a tic-tac.
Looking for that push kick pass there. Here's a look at Jacob's snake shot. And shows a big push side there around Bud. Tony along the wall there.
Somehow manages to squeeze that thing right through. There was barely a hole. Ooh.
Hopped out there and then just went a little further. Taken away here by Tony.
And another wall pass.
Yeah, he's going to pound that thing.
Ooh.
And instant out to the pull side and back down the middle. Quick read, gets you jumping. Wow. 2-3 here in this first game.
Tony immediately converting.
And he's going to take one of those front pins pull side each game. Maybe more. He can do it from pretty far away, too.
He also has the flip over to the push side.
Yep. That's true. He doesn't do the front pin to the push side. He does a little flip over, so it's a little bit slower. But these are the things you have to be ready for when you play Tony. You have to memorize all these little moves he does. That way you don't fall for him. All right, turn over here.
Jacob setting up. Goes middle this time.
Yeah, he's got great middles. His pull side is dead bar. Push side is really, really good. Ooh. And the middles are great. All right, Tony and Bud get that first one. Hope you guys are enjoying the coverage here.
Yeah, that last pass was an absolute laser. You got to be on that spot on the slop coverage way before it happens, because there's no way erasing that.
The thing is, you cannot block slop against Tony. If you do, it's going to bite you in the butt because he's going to left hook you to death with the hammer of Thor.
Also true. Pick your poison.
You cannot, I repeat, you cannot block slop against Tony. The left hook is coming, guys. All right, Jacob along the wall there. And good bit of defense there by Bud.
Showed him the middle and took it away. Jacob with another chance here. Goes through that nice high lane of his.
Yeah, you can't give him that one, Jake. Ooh. And good middle there. 2-0 lead for the Minnesota boys on the left.
Quick lane pass. Let's see if he goes quick here too.
Big pull side.
Goes for another high lane, but I think this one was going to the first guy on the 3-bar. Beautiful pass.
Yeah.
Nice loose ball grab by Jacob after the block. See if he converts.
And good bit of defense by Bud. I think Bud's severely underrated. Wow. And Tony to the push side, ties it up. 2-2 here in the second game.
His famous push side off a couple taps. It's hard to not move to that.
It's just so dynamic.
Jacob going for the pull side again.
All right, Bud doing a good number on Jacob here in the second game.
Outstanding defense.
He's getting a good piece of the kid.
Setting up his push shot. Like a smooth clear, possibly going to Tony's middleman on the 3-bar. Jacob is just too fast. Manages to collect it on the zone. But these guys play way faster than I can commentate. Now it's on Tony's 3-bar somehow.
Yeah, that's why stats don't work on Tony, because they can't keep up. Yeah. He broke our stat guy last year, Randy Routman. That match when he was playing against Zach Hoffer. All right, here's Mike Brazil. Jacob has his 3-bar fixed against the wall. Mike can hit those 2 stationary targets. Goes for a wall pass there, taken away by Tony. And timeout.
Jacob did not give Tony an easy wall, and Tony said, I'm going to have to think this one over.
Yeah, the tour is going to be a free-for-all for the foreseeable future after Tony leaves. What will it grow the sport or will it shrink the sport? I could see it going either way. I could see people coming out more because now it's a free-for-all. But Tony was the great ambassador here in America, and there's no way it can help the sport if he goes away, is the conclusion I came to. Tony along the wall there.
I don't think Foosball could ask for a better personality for #1 player than Tony Spredeman. So.
Right. Yeah, lucky to have him. All right, here's Jacob Balcos. Chance to tie it up at 3. Rocking. Ooh. And back down the middle. Tony through the lane.
That one looked like it angled a little bit.
Yeah, and it cuts up at that perfect angle intentionally. That's how you hit your perfect lane pass. It should cut up a little bit out of their way, and it should be as close to that second man against the wall, the 4th man. If Tony's passing on the far wall, it should be as close to that man as you can get it to be as far away from the guy that's closer to the wall. All right, here's Bud off the pull shot setup, and Bud knocks one in and takes game 2.
Outstanding clear by Bud.
Yeah.
Looks like the pressure here is on Jake and Mike, but we've seen Jake pull off some incredible feats. They're definitely not out.
Yeah, Bud's doing a good job with snake defense, and that's definitely contributing here. All right, other sponsors we have for this weekend: Ben Small Engines, Balance Studios, Cross Country Mortgage of Green Bay. They're sponsoring our open doubles right here that you're watching. Jessica Waters Real Estate, American National Bank, Good Nature E-Vapor, Holmes Automotive and Recycling, A&B Process Systems, and Laticrete. Thank you for your sponsorship here. And a special thanks to the Mad Apple for hosting this event. We got every pool table moved out of the way and it's just full of foosball tables in here, you guys. Here's a little look at the tournament room real quick.
I think they should make a foosball table that's as big as a pool table.
You've seen the ones. Each brand manufacturer has like one long one somewhere in the world, right? You've seen the photos, I'm sure.
Yeah. Imagine doing like an extra long 2-bar shot from that goes through like 7 layers of defense.
You have to be Ryan Moore. All right, game 3 underway, and tough to come back when Tony got the first 2 on you. You might get the third game, but you still have to play him 2 more. So it's a tall order for sure.
Jacob attempts to go to the wall. Tony taking it away and going through the lane, setting up his rollover. Takes a nice patient look at that push side. Doesn't get sucked right into it. Waits for it to open up and takes it. Jacob putting the ball into play. Goes for I guess that's sort of like a second wall pass.
That's the Joe Rhodes special right there. All right, Jacob rocking on Bud. Tried to go down the middle. That was good defense there.
Outstanding work by Bud. Not giving anything up.
Showed the middle and then took it away. Here's Tony. Chance to go up 2-0 in this third game. And he's just hard to stop.
Cradling. Goes down the wall. Jacob setting up his rollover.
Trying to establish some momentum.
Goes for the push side, but Bud is all over his timing. Did I say push side? I meant pull side.
So where do you live now, Jake? You in Indiana?
I'm in the Toronto area right now.
Toronto?
Yeah.
Where'd you go? You went to college in Indiana, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did my undergrad in Indiana.
How old were you? Like 10?
I started when I was 12.
Oh, that's awesome, bro. Here's Jacob rocking.
Tapping. Ooh.
And that's his money side there. And they're going to do a defensive switch there on the left. They got to do something to try and stop Tony. He's running on all cylinders right now. Goes along the wall.
Changes it up a little bit. Goes for a stick pass instead of a traditional tic-tac.
And he's been using that a lot more recently. Timeout Mike Brazil going to bring Jacob up front. He's been using that stop wall series. He's going to do some of that in Europe he was talking about on the Leonhard table. I think is the one he was talking about. He's going to use that series. But he's been using it more and more on Tornado, and he's so deadly with it because he's so hard to the wall. And then obviously we know his lane and his bounce pass are deadly, but then he uses that little slinky pass too that he just drops in there, and boy, that makes you feel like a dummy when you let that one go through. It's so cool though. That's why I wanted to pass on the far wall, just to pass that slinky pass. All right, here's Jacob. We get to look at his 2-bar. This is your pro singles and pro doubles winner. He's going to take a timeout and bring his goalie back. Not time to take any chances for Jacob Balcos. He can't try and work something, try and shoot pull shots. He needs for sure things. He's down 2-0 on Tony, and he's in the fight here. So this is a good move.
And Jacob can rely on a for sure clear, at minimum, if not a pass or a goal from Mike Brazel.
All right, here's Mike Brazil, and he's good for a shot every once in a while too. Like he'll get you one every game or two. Just coming off a gruesome broken foot is Mike Brazil, so awesome to have him here. But he can't stop Tony right now. Little baby push side there. Every shot that Tony has is working right now. And that was that little pop-out lane pass, high lane. after a wall check.
Jacob changing it up, going push side.
Yeah, he can't get tunnel vision here. You gotta take what Bud's leaving you. Slingshot attempt taken away by Tony. And a chance to give himself a match point. What great patience by Tony to let Mike Brazil put himself in a bad spot. Stick up there by Jacob Balcos. Chance to tie it up, and he does. Game point, Jacob Balcos. Match point, Tony and Bud. Jacob Balcos and Mike Brazil. All right, here's Tony. Taken away by Jacob. Small window. And goes back down along the wall.
This is Jacob's moment right here. Can he put this game away?
Tried to go out to the push side. It might have been a middle. Either way, Bud got a man on it and took it away. And this is taken right back though. Another chance for Jacob Balcos to take game 3. And another big block by Bud Spredeman.
Bud switched into a reverse defense, and it looked like that caused Jacob to switch his shot from the pull side to the push side.
All right, chance for Tony to close out this match again. Shooting on Mike Brazil. Is he going to hop to the pull and then go back big push? First a timeout.
Excellent call, recognizing the gravity of the situation and wanting to put a solid shot, not wanting to rush it.
Yeah, you can't take chances on young Jacob Balcos. Tony will tell you, you got to step on the throats of these young kids out there. Like you can't give them room to hang around and get confident. All right, Tony rocking. Another chance to close out the match. And finishes it with a pull side.
Deep pull side.
There's your winner's bracket. Tony and Bud sitting on top of the king seat. Jacob and Mike Brazil. They're going to be the key holder on the loser side. And everything's going to have to go through them. All right, guys. We'll be back with more shortly.